Yes, indeed. You hear that voice right there?
Come on.
You hear what that voice is doing right there, Heather B?
Come on.
I hear it. I love it.
I'm going to walk this one up. I'll start where I first met this man. Well, let me take it before that. What makes this man so special to me, having been in this game for so long, I've had the opportunity to see a lot. I've seen a lot of movements start. I've seen a lot of careers start. I've seen a lot of lives change through this culture, through hip-hop, where people were able to utilize their gifts of creation, of creativity, and monetize it, bring value to it, monetary value to it that allowed them accessibility and resources that they didn't have before. You know, through hip-hop culture, we were able to obtain some wealth, some vision, some experiences, some knowledge. And when it's done correctly in my book, after you obtain those things, you bring it back home and go, look what I found. Look at this door I just opened up. You can open that door too. Because that's the nature of the spirit of the people who come from where we come from. I mean, our very position in this culture came from an entrepreneur spirit. We had to do it independently. Too Short had to do 75 Girls to release his music. Hammer had to do Busted Records to release his music. E40, my cousins, my blood relatives, they had to create the clique to release their music. They had to do it independently because the other doors weren't opening for us in the Bay. And you saw Eazy-E and these guys do it with Ruthless Records, and you saw Jay Prince and those guys do it with Rap-A-Lot Records, and you saw Uncle Luke do it with Luke Skywalker Records. You see Tech-9 upholding that tradition in KC with Strange Music Records. The idea of being autonomous and proprietorship and having your own ownership of your intellectual property, of your gifts, the things you create. When this young man started doing his field series of projects, and I start really becoming more aware of him and his music, I knew it was something different happening in the Bay. He's not the only one, but he's definitely spearheading a whole new era that's coming out of the Bay of sound and ideology. The first time I met him, as I said, I saw him in the crowd with a notepad and a pen. And he's sitting there writing stuff down. I'm like, who is this dude with a notepad and a pen? Where did they even make that at? You know, usually people on their phones, you know, they're in their notes taking, you know, jotting things down. I'm interviewing Ghazi from Empire, and I'm noticing this kid. He's scrappy. Something about him. He's always in the front row. He's the first to raise his hands. You could look in his face and see the hunger in his eyes, HB. You could see it in his eyes. And you could see he wasn't going to take no for an answer. And I remember him coming up to me really cordial, kindly, and respectfully. And I could tell the way he looked at me that, you know, that he was happy to be there. And he went to hand me a CD. And I said, you remember?
Yeah, you said I ain't got no CD player.
What year was that?
I don't even know what year that was, 2018 or something.
Right.
I don't know. But we talked about it, some things he might want to try as he moved forward. He's done more than that, citizens. He's created his own industry. Give him a big round of applause, man. He's created his own infrastructure. You don't let him in the venue. He'll make the venue out of his backyard. Give him a round of applause, okay?
Yeah.
If you ain't got no money, just put up what you can. Put up and show up.
What we
When you
doing?
talk about Momos, you want to come get some food, you just donate what's in your pocket because he made this possible for you. If you're a Bay Area artist or artist from any other region and you don't know how to get on, you fly to the town and you promote you going to do a pop-up in Brooklyn, and people will line up around the corner to see you because they believe in you and they believe in your music.
Come on.
They believe in your movement. He has his new album, I Hate When Life's Going Great, and I want to welcome him to the show. This is Family Bay Area. Stand up. This is the future happening now. Give it up for the one and only LaRussell, citizen.
Honored.
Come on, man. Come on.
That was an incredible intro.
Bay Area, come on. I
Yeah.
get chills when I see you.
Come on.
I'm here to learn.
I love it.
I'm here to learn.
I'm here to teach.
Let's do it, man. Let's start, man. I'm not sure. I've been here 22 years, and I've seen them all. I remember when Short and everybody would come to New York, and we'll look at each other like, damn, we in here, man. We doing it, man. Okay, fuck it. Like, let's get over. Okay, so the industry kept us divided, but the people love us. Mm-hmm. Wasn't about the industry all the time. It was really about getting to the people. You did a pop-up yesterday in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. Where'd the idea come from, and what made you think it'll work?
Man, we were just in a hotel, and I was like, man, I want to do a performance. Let's just do a pop-up. And I started making the calls, and I was like, man, I'm thinking like 50 to 100 people. But we put the tickets up, and we got over 500 offers. So same day, I had to make bigger calls. We had to go find a venue. We ended up securing the venue. 8 hours, sold over 500 tickets in Brooklyn.
You better Sway. Listen, 500.
It's different.
It's different. But let's talk about that mentality, though. See, what I hear is the execution that you were able to do on your own alongside your team that a lot of artists don't feel like they're capable of doing. What would you say to them?
Go do it. You feel me? Like, throughout history, we only learn about the people who did something. We don't learn about the people who talk about doing shit and who think about doing it. We learn about the people who do it. So whatever it is, you got to go get it.
Wow.
If you want it. Feel me? Ain't no other way for us.
But how'd you learn? So I have had conversations and asked people to do things like, hey, why don't you go do that? And say, man, I don't know how to do that. But it's a distribution channel there. Somebody learned how to do it. Can't you learn how to do it? How did you learn?
Through trial and error, through experience, you know, he who is willing is who will. It's solely that. Like, a lot of people make excuses, but it's like, if you really want something, you're going to figure it out. It don't matter. I don't care what it is. If you want it, you finna figure it out, right? And a lot of people just don't want it. That's just something that you have to really self-assess. How bad do you want this?
We see a lot of the end result of what you want. You know, we see the successful backyard parties. We saw the short videos when you would highlight a lot of Bay Area artists, and you would tell me, we would talk like, man, you got to come up. When you come to town, come up, pull up to the garage.
Come on.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, and I would see you really reaching out to a lot of different Bay Area artists, but it felt like something clicked to you. Like, I feel like, and I could be wrong, the industry wasn't moving fast enough, wasn't responding well enough for you, right?
Yeah, that machine doesn't really work for someone like me because they slow the process down, right? Everything with them is like slow cooking and let it marinate, and sometimes you don't even get good food after. It's like, bro, I just waited an hour for this meal and this shit ain't even, it's trash. It's not even it. So it just wasn't working for me. I put out 15 albums in the span of last year. You can't do that on a label. They not having it. You know, and if you do it, you're not going to own it. They're going to take you. You're going to end up in one of them situations where you mad. You can only drop on SoundCloud. You feel me? So with us, it was just motion. I'm just someone who constant output. Like, I want this more than anything else.
Why? Why do you want it? Do you want to be seen as a one of the greatest rappers of all time, or is it more a different meaning for you to get what you want?
Man, it's one of those things that's like deeply resonating that I don't even truly understand. But there's just like a hunger in me. Like, I can't settle for like mediocrity. Like, I have to. If I want something, I absolutely have to. Like, I just can't stop, and I don't know what it is yet. It's just deep in me.
Wow.
What are the things that didn't go as planned? You know, like, we see the byproduct of a lot of success, but can you talk about things that you set your mind to didn't go as planned, even though it ended up in a great place, and then how did you troubleshoot it?
Man, just about everything. Every shot that y'all see me make is after missing 100 of them. You know, just like I was shooting a lot before I start making them, right? People just didn't get to see all the bricks. But early on, doing shows and, you know, only 15, 20 people pop out, only 40 people, and not having the right deals with venues to where I'm walking away, I spent all my money and I'm leaving with nothing. I can't even pay the team like that. We rented a van, and I'm like, shit. How am I gonna pay this? Finna take me down, right? Early releasing music, having to learn the woes of learning publishing and splits, and having to go find a distro that makes sense, and having to redo my entire catalog because I published it wrong because I was unknowledgeable. I didn't have the experience yet. Man, finding producers and people that believe in me and my vision so I don't have to run behind the camera and hit record no more. Now with somebody there to help me. Just this entire process, everything you see that's a victory now is after we missed 1,000 shots.
Wow, I love it.
LaRussell's here.
Yeah, and it's real that you said that. Hey, welcome. Thank you for coming, and thank you for the hug and everything like that. But this is why I always tell people, sometimes it's important to post those bricks too. It really is, because like I hear you, and I'm even motivated even more because that 500 that may not seem like a lot to somebody who's doing 50,000. You appreciated the 500 because you remember the 15. Man. You know what I mean? Like some people forget about the 15, but that's your fiends. You got to keep feeding those people. You know what I mean? Like, and so I'm happy for your 500. You know, and I can't wait to see. You post the 500, then the 5,000, then the 50,000, then the 500,000. You know what I mean? So it's about that. People share your process, man, because what may look like microwave really ain't. You know, this man put in that work, and you know that feeling when, damn, it cost me money just to get here, and I ain't got nothing on the back. Like, shorty, I'm going to owe you for that van. I got you. You need a hoodie? Like, it's that kind of stuff sometimes. Deal, right? But I'm glad you sharing that. Like, that transparency will keep you humbled and grounded, and your team will understand that and appreciate that so much more. That's love.
From what you just said, Heather, with that, yo, take this hoodie because I can't pay you on the van, that makes me want to know, LaRussell, like, because you're not just an artist, you're a leader when you have a team.
Yeah.
So what do you tell your team in those early times where it's like, yo, I can't pay y'all right now? What are some of the words that you share? Because sometimes that's so difficult for people letting folks down.
Absolutely.
And then what are some words you heard from your team to help build you back up?
So for the most part, I live by this ideology of demonstration speaks louder than conversation. I don't have to say nothing sometimes. I'm doing everything. So you see the motion, you understand what we doing. Like there's no one who sees somebody in practice every day shooting 1,000 shots who's like, I don't believe in you, you know? But beyond that, when we start finally getting to a point where it's like, we need to figure out how we're going to make paper, I start splitting equity with my entire team. My pops, my daughter, just anyone who helped me owns a percentage of whatever they helped me on. So it's like, I could have gave you $200 up front this one time, but I'm going to pay you for the rest of your life. And that's something we understand. My homies will never have to work again after this year. Like that's the type of equity we built. My daughter's taking care of my mom, my dad. They own stake in something gigantic.
Wow.
Come on, man.
Good
Crew
company.
Love, not you love. Crew love, not you love. Stop that you love shit.
Come on.
Crew love. But this it's not so much that it's well, maybe it is revolutionary what you're doing now because everything changes so much. Nothing's the same. Technology's not the same.
Right.
When you started a couple years back, you got to move a little differently than how you move now, right? I find that what I like, one of the things I like most is that you're sharing it all. One of the most important things is a lot of times with artists who put out a lot of music is, to your point, they can't trace back the money. They can't collect the monetization. I would love for you to do a quick class for us today.
Come on.
All right, so we're going to come back and do a class with LaRussell about the music business in 2022.
Love it.
So if you got any questions about streaming, publishing, royalties, distribution,
Come on.
Booking your own shows,
Come on.
merchandising,
Come on.
partnerships with distribution companies, video, content making, editing, whatever it is you got, marketing, branding.
We done did it all.
4-color separation, whatever it is you got question about.
That's good.
888-742-3345. Let's play that Jeepers Creepers. Sway in the morning. LaRussell is here. I hate when life's going great.
Come on.
That song is called
Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
That's your joint, Tracy?
Yes, it is. Makes me very curious about the state of your heart, LaRussell. Because citizens, if you were listening to those lyrics and just speaking about love can be very complicated.
Definitely.
Sometimes it can feel
if
overrated.
you complicate it.
Right.
Yo, you got one of those laughs, yo.
Yes.
Missy Elliott, Jada, Wiz Khalifa. Put it, yeah, market that too.
That laugh could be a sound effect. But I'm curious then, how does love inform you as an artist? Do you feel like you're more productive when you're in a relationship? Do you feel like you're more productive when you're single?
I'm just productive throughout life. I think whatever I'm experiencing at the moment just aids in whatever I'm creating, but I'm constantly productive, but it just gives me different emotions to play off of.
I like that.
Yeah, but when did you learn that, man? Because you don't just jump into love this disciplined and with this much understanding.
Oh, no, I'm not. Please, no, I'm not.
You've been dogged out, LaRussell. I hear your lyrics.
Man, yeah. I've been horrible at times as well myself, but it's a journey. You learn and you grow. I was just speaking earlier, and just like you can only give what you got. And if you didn't learn, if you weren't nurtured and nourished and shit, it's very hard for you to give that to someone else.
Mm-hmm. You don't strike me as someone that gets over somebody by getting under someone else, or am I incorrect?
You're incorrect.
Russell's a freak. I never got that. It's the first time I'm hearing this.
Bay Area juice. Y'all always figure it out there, boys.
Players ball.
You're neither correct nor incorrect.
Okay.
But you started with incorrect.
Right. The order of operations. You beat that, Heather.
Being from the Bay, what's your relationship with cannabis and psilocybin?
I love weed. Okay. That's one of my best friends. I love mushrooms. Mushrooms absolutely changed my life. In 2018, I did my first shroom trip. I did a lot of research, and I was just on YouTube looking at trip reports, and I was like, man, I'm finally ready. And I had a big show coming up, my first show ever. I never performed, and I was like, I'm going to do a show. I rented out a theater. It was like a 300 cap, right? And I was like, let me take these shrooms and get over it. And it just opened my eyes. The person I am today is doing part to that shroom trip. Like, it just changed the way I see the world, the way I feel, the way I connect with things. I'm like and everything sits with me, right? Like, whether I do something against my soul and morals, or I do something very on the top end, like, everything really sits with me and I have to deal with it. I see people in a way I've never been able to see them, right? Like, I'm very clear on the people around me and who I am, and I could see everything. Just very insightful. A lot of forbidden knowledge and information.
And that's what it was able to, for you, open those chambers. People deal with it on different levels. Some people kind of do the recreational thing where they super duper do it for whatever reasons, and then there's people who do it for medicinal purpose, because research has shown that neural passages have been repaired from folks who have done a disciplined program of using psilocybin. You agree with that?
That's what's kind of cool about shrooms. You can't really do it recreationally, because no matter what, you're going to get the benefit. Okay. Right? So even if you go into it like, I'm just having fun, what happens, internally and what you have to experience and your awareness that comes still takes place.
LaRussell is here, man. He's giving us a lot of game right now. I see what's happening. Let's talk about the Bay a little bit. Yeah. I know that's what home. Let's talk about home. In your opinion, I've seen you speak on different folks that have come out of the Bay that we've all idolized, including myself, some of which I've been a part of their journey. Most of them, I've been a part of their journey. If you modeled yourself after anybody movement in the Bay, whose movement would you say was most influential on you to this point?
I'd have to say 40 and HBK.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Speak on that.
HBK, because it was just such a wave of community and family, and I feel like Good Company was like a great representation of the feeling HBK gave us in that initial phase. Just that energy and the music and the fun and
them
life,
being a collective, right?
And the collective energy and 40 because of the independent hustle, that mentality that I'ma sell my music direct. Like I just sold 4,000 albums direct through Even. We did 100K in revenue prior to streaming. No one's selling music no more. You feel me? So, you know, what Sick With It was doing out the trunk is how we came up, how my pops came up. My first album, we was handing them out gas stations where you catch me, I'm handing you an album. You know, we was putting up posters, real just guerrilla marketing.
What is Even? Talk about that. You said you sold.
Yeah, so Even is a platform that allows artists to basically sell their music or sell anything, but usually revolving around music prior to streaming or after streaming, to just sell your music direct, right? And it's through the blockchain, so you get paid instantaneously, and we created a system through Even where it's offer based. So instead of you having a set price, it's proud to pay. My campaign was proud to pay. You could buy an album of mine for whatever you want, and it came with a physical, so we sold actual albums, and this ended up being a platform that I got to get equity in as just an innovator in a space. So I'm encouraging artists to go through Even and use them and use their system, because as an artist, people should buy their art from you. That's why it's very important to me to own all my platforms. Like I own the ticketing platform that I do my shows through. If you want to see LaRussell, you have to come through LaRussell. You don't go through Ticketmaster or Ticketfly. I don't own those companies. You should always have to come through me. If you want to buy my music, you can come through me. You shouldn't have to go through Spotify.
So you put the investment in yourself, even though it may be a smaller company than a Live Nation or whoever people may use as to get booked. Is your company, and you don't have to have the same type of yield in order to make money, right?
Yeah, and it's small now. Everything big starts off small.
Yeah.
So it's only small in its current time.
So then is the goal to eventually not have your music on a Pandora, on a Spotify, any of the streaming?
No, I think those are tools. I want my music to be everywhere, but I for sure want you to be able to get it from me. Like, you know, it's like clothes. Like, you want people to buy from your store, but if you go get it from, you know, Hot Topic, that's cool too. It's still my product. But you for sure should be able to come to me.
That option should be there. Got it.
Russell here giving us music business 101. What's your questions? 888-742-3345. He's getting enough game that a lot of people would have hid years ago, HB.
They did hide it
today.
They
hide it today.
Shit.
They still hiding it?
They still hiding it.
For what? What you hiding it for?
Insecure.
Scarcity, insecurity, ego, greed,
fear.
Yes.
Fear. All of those other feelings are rooted in fear, every single one.
Facts.
Can you tell when you're in the process of doing business with someone, but you could feel that fear, that greed, that apprehension, that
every time. And man, I've had to trust my judgment so much in the past year with all the offers we've got, but I'm always right. And I know inside, I know internally, like if I feel a way about you because the people I love, as soon as I walked in here, I felt really good.
Yeah, you home.
Right?
Yeah.
So when I don't have that feeling, it's for a reason. And I may not know it in that moment, but I know that, this feeling is here for a reason.
Okay, I love it. LaRussell's here. The album is I Hate When Life's Going Great.
Come on.
I remember Nipsey said $100. That's how much this mixtape is gonna cost. $100. I put $100 out of my own pocket.
Yeah.
And gave it to Nipsey. He did not give it back, just for the record.
Come on.
Well, if you don't ask, you ain't gonna get it. He know. Know your worth. That's just what it is.
But he set his price point.
That's it.
This is what I wanted to sell. You're doing the juxt of that. And the consumer set their price point.
Tell me what it's worth to you. Tell me what it's worth to you. Right? I don't know what it's worth. To me, it's priceless. So I'm not going to put a number on it. But you could tell me what it's worth to you, and I'll accept that.
And how is that turned out for you?
Man, I've had someone buy an album for $2,500, someone buy an album for $2,000, someone buy it for a rack, $1,500. It turns out great for me because I know that I'm priceless and I'm invaluable. Like, you know, there's value and then there's a price. The price is the cost of something. The value is completely different. I know that my value is way higher than the price I could set, so I allow people to do that and determine what it's worth. I know I've changed people's lives with my music and with my impact. So, naturally you want to feed that system. They know that it's coming back. And when you buy albums of mine, you may get equity in it. We give out percentages of revenue on the back end to people who buy albums. So it's like with your 100 with Nipsey, that may have turned into 1, 2, 3% of a song. And now off a one-time $100 investment, you eating for the rest of your life.
Shit, I got 100 for you too before you walk out this motherfucker.
Come
on. Man, LaRussell's here. We taking your questions, 888-742-3345. Shifty's on the line from Tennessee.
Shifty, low down, gritty, and grimy.
Come on.
Shifty, what up, Shifty? Welcome to the university.
I had a question.
LRU.
I had a question about. I'm all right. How you doing, Sway?
He said LRU, Lil Russell University.
Lil Russell University. Welcome
like
to
that.
Lil Russell University. This LRU right here, Shifty. We're going to introduce your professor for today. LaRussell is here, man.
Come
All
on.
right, there you go.
How you doing, Lil Russell?
I'm lovely.
That's awesome to hear, man. I had a question about how monetization and how the streams work. How do you set that kind of thing up?
So when you release a song, you first need distribution, and that could be TuneCore, DistroKid, United Masters, Empire. There's a slew of them. You look up distribution, right? When you distribute your release, they pay you for all the DSPs. DSPs is digital service providers. That's Spotify, Tidal, Apple. After you go through your distro, you need to set up your publishing. Your publishing is going to be through ASCAP or BMI if you're in the USA. After you set that up, you need to set up a Song Trust account. They're a publishing admin. They collect royalties worldwide. After that, you need to set up a Sound Exchange account. They collect another set of royalties. Every time you release a song, you should be getting paid from 4 different ways instantly if you set up your stuff right.
Okay, Shifty?
Oh,
Yeah. You all right?
Not a stutter.
yeah. This is a lot to take in. I've been trying to figure out how the whole streaming monetization thing works.
He gave it to you.
I can get a lot of streams, but I haven't been paid for anything that I've done yet.
How have you released your music?
Well, I just put it on platforms. That's all I've done.
So,
like SoundCloud and Facebook.
Yeah, so SoundCloud pays out differently, and you also have to remember the stream rates are very low. So depending on what a lot of streams is to you, you may not see a lot, and streams also report quarterly. So if you just release a song, you won't see a check until 3 months later.
Mm-hmm. And some of them have a minimum threshold before they even pay out. You have to reach a certain amount of money before they pay out. Also, what a lot of artists don't know, I'm sure LaRussell does know, there's another company, CSAC, but you have to be invited to join CSAC. It's not the same as ASCAP or BMI.
Do the knowledge, Shifty. You can listen to this back too.
I mean, I got 600,000 views on my last album, but I don't know if that considers to be a lot or not in the streaming world.
Well, what's your name, honey? Let's look this thing up because he's just
Shifty.
dragging me.
What's your artist name, Shifty?
Shifty.
SHIFTEE?
TEY.
Okay, let me see.
You chose the Y, huh?
Right. Had to get fancy on the
Yeah,
mix.
with the Y route.
And it's on YouTube?
I mean, the stuff I have on SoundCloud, though, isn't...
Okay. So
like
check
my
it out.
roast-
Let me ask you,
our roast beef and stuff.
Shifty. I got this. Shifty, do you follow LaRussell?
No, I do not. I've never heard
get
of
him
him
off the
until this
phone.
morning.
Yeah, man. So let's Shifty. Go ahead and follow LaRussell, DM him, and then he can tell you what you need to know if you so kindly would tell him what his album is worth to you and pay him.
Okay, that's
all right.
That's dope.
Okay.
I mean, his music is dope.
Okay, then good.
Love
So
it.
show it when you buy it. All right.
And do drugs after you call him.
You a citizen. You a
Sway in the
citizen.
morning.
All right, Shifty. Give it up for Shifty. All right.
Damn.
Okay, let's go to New York. Anna's in New
And
York.
Wild Rap.
Come on.
What up?
Ann, what's popping?
Grand Rising. How y'all doing?
They hate Grand Risings, bro.
That's right.
They shut me
Oh, they
down.
do?
Well, you don't like it either? LaRussell
Nope.
don't like Grand Risings either?
No.
Give him the laugh, LaRussell.
You know it ain't right.
What about Rise and Shine? I say Rise and Shine. Nah?
All right, we'll go with Rise and Shine.
LaRussell don't like that either. That's that North Vallejo hate that sometimes seep in there.
Oh, that was not the
That's specific to the region.
Right. That's his block. That's blockade right there. You know, they got the most colorful names the further north you go in the Bay. You know,
Right.
you know, Biz, Young Black Brothers, the Mac Dre. Come on, man. So, you know, E40.
Come on.
B Shot.
What's the colorful name of I'll call it?
Oh, Anthony. Anthony, what's your question? My bad. My bad. I start drifting there. Go ahead.
How we doing? My question for LaRussell is, what advice can you give on the most important factors from a financial standpoint in the music industry?
I think the most important factor from a financial standpoint is owning your art. That way you get to determine who gets the equity from that art, and you get to determine, you know, your lineage, your wealth. You get to build wealth through it when you own it. It's very hard to rely on an asset when you don't have true equity or stake in it. So from a financial point, just make sure you own what you're creating.
All right. Anthony, thanks for your call. Hey, Ant, are you following LaRussell?
Yes, I am.
Great.
There you go.
Make sure you support this project, okay? I hate when life's going great.
Come on.
All right. We got Brandon in Virginia on the line. Brandon, how you doing, Brandon?
What up, Brandon?
I'm doing good. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Lovely.
That's good. A long-time listener, first-time caller, but I was listening to LaRussell talk, and I understand that the brother's real knowledgeable in this music industry. So I have a son who's an up-and-coming producer, and he just on a collaboration-type platform, he put some drums out for a pretty big artist, and the artist put the drums on his album, but my son never got credit. There was nothing, no kind of transaction. I was just trying to figure out, are there any steps or anything I could do to kind of, help him out with that?
Sue. No.
You know, I live by this ideology of just staying out of court. Like, that's not the energy you want to cultivate. I think that he should really take this as a lesson moving forward. And as he goes, make sure he does the right things to where he could properly monetize. Like, there's things like content ID and publishing to where no matter who uses your stuff, you already own the right to it. So you just got to go put in your percentage of it. And just do the research so you can make the right steps prior. Sometimes you just got to take that. It's not a loss, it's a lesson. It's just something to learn from.
Where do you do the research? Where do you go? What platforms?
Man, Google and YouTube, everything in the world is on there, whatever you need to know.
Okay. And he speaks to, this is not just lip service. LaRussell has, since day one, said to me, hey, man, when I come to your show and I want to spit a verse, but I want us to own it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has said that, and
We
I'm
got
like,
to.
He wants Sway. I want you to own part of it. I want Heather, Tracy, DB, Torch, every Ty who's shooting it. He's been like that. You're the first person to kind of introduce that to these platforms, and I think it's wise on both ends. I personally, just from my beliefs, it's not for me about owning your music or a piece of it. I do this out of, this is a heart thing for me, so it's different for me. I know other people probably take advantage of that. I just love the gesture in it, the collaborative effort, including everybody in to be recipients of the good times as well. So Brandon, he ain't just talking this; he's walking it. All right, you're a citizen, brother.
All right.
A Sway
You're
in
a
the morning.
citizen.
Appreciate that.
All right. Okay, so
All right,
listen.
thank you.
No problem. And since I brought up that verse,
Hello.
we're gonna come back. We're gonna do it different though. You got a song called Perfect Timing on this project.
Yeah.
Tell us about this song.
Man, I love this record. Def Hef sent me this beat. He produced this album top to bottom, and he sent me this beat, and I was just like, I love genre bending. Like, everyone knows me for the rap and hip-hop, but I'm an incredible writer. I just love to write music, and when I heard this beat, it originally reminded me of like when doves fly, like that energy.
Prince, yeah.
And we was just in a room and we recorded this album in my bedroom. We were just in a room, turned up, and man, we got perfect timing from it.
Perfect timing. The albums I hate when life's going great. Who would hate when life's going great? That's an oxymoron to me.
Sometimes you wondering, when is the other foot gonna drop?
Right?
What's the meaning behind I hate when life's going great?
Man, it's just been like my journey, and partially self-sabotage and like self-doubt, and just all the anxieties and the change that comes with succeeding and getting to this level and these heights. You know, you start a certain way and things kind of change and navigate as you go, and sometimes it's hard to find that gratitude in those spaces, right?
It's hard to find those gratitude in those spaces that you asked for all along.
Right. And what you worked for. And that'd be the worst part sometimes, because you know you worked for it and you deserve it, but you just can't feel it.
That's interesting. That's dealing with fame. What's that been like for you? Just you becoming more and more famous. They see you. They know you on the streets.
Right.
You seem like you do it well though, man.
Yeah, man. I'm just a regular nigga, so it'd be like cool with me, because it's not too much extra, and when it is excessive, I'm able to communicate with people and kind of talk through it, and it works. I'm dealing with it well right now, but you know, as it amplifies, that may change. But yeah, I'm somebody I still like walk around my neighborhood and go pick my daughter up, and people like yo and shit. So like it's just cool to me because I'm really regular. I haven't really felt it too hard, and I don't move around too much. I be home.
Yeah, you're a beacon of light.
Yes,
you know,
he is.
You truly are in a tradition of in the Bay Area tradition. What you're doing is what's been done on steroids in 2022.
Come on.
So when you look at artists like Aoki Jr. or ST Spittin' or Critter or Ian Kelly or Jay Watt or Killer Kev Fonte or MacArthur Mays or Rex Life Raj, or I could just keep naming all of these artists that are coming out from the Bay right now, and it's a whole new thing, and you're right at the forefront of it. What's the feeling like? What's y'all feeling like? I came up with Short and 40 and Hammer and Dell and Souls and Loonies and Drew Down and you know what I mean? Forte and RBL and, you know, the Delinquents. So, you know, that's what I came up with. And I know what it was like at that time when the light was on us. What's that like for y'all now? Y'all communicating? Is it collaborative?
Yeah, man, I love it. Like, everybody who's doing their thing in the Bay right now is tapped into one another and shows a lot of love. And it's just really beautiful.
Yeah.
Right? Really beautiful, because sometimes it used to just be funk or just energy that didn't resonate well, but now it's like I get embraced by everybody. I embrace everybody I love. I think that's prominent. When you do the work, you get the result. You know, people want to celebrate people that's doing the work. We're not going to give it to you for doing nothing.
That's true. Larry June, I was communicating with Larry. Y'all do anything?
Man, me and June, we've been chopping it up. We done sent a few back and forth, but time never aligns, but it's on the way.
You and Larry June seem like y'all supposed to be a group.
Yeah.
Y'all seem like 24K. You know, all these different people. Kalani, Kamaya.
Come on, Coney, the boy, Tessie, hey, Cujo. I got to get some of mine in. Shantae, Jazz, Truly. It's not the same. Yeah. Come on.
It's different now.
How often do you listen to your other peers? Because we had Lil Baby on here recently, and he said that he does not listen to anyone. And I don't know if that's just the pocket of time that he's in, but it can influence you.
Same. I don't really listen to too much music outside of my own.
Right.
Or too much music just in general for the most part. I'm usually working, so I don't really consume music nearly as much as I used to.
Is there a specific time, though, just so you can stay in the loop, just so you can see, all right, this may be someone I want to collaborate with. Oh, okay, now I'm in the know. I see where the Bay is going.
Not necessarily. I feel like great shit just finds you. Like, I found Tim's because she's exceptional. I don't really have to go look for it when it's great. It finds its way to you. You know, I found my way onto you guys' plate. Just like if you're doing your job, it's going to get there. So I don't really go seeking too much.
LaRussell, give him a big round of applause. Slap, you've been on hold for a long time. I'm going to let you do this real quick. Slap in L.A. What you want to say, Slap?
Hey, Slap.
Oh, what it do, everybody? Hey, Sway in the morning. Have a big track. Hey, thank you for all the content y'all providing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's Musical Nightmare on IG. Hey, LaRussell, thank you for being such an insightful young gentleman that's not afraid to be yourself. Thank you for the gems you dropping, similar to Nipsey. We love you down in L.A. I can't wait to come up there and visit you in your turf, man, and see one of them shows. I think it's huge what you're doing.
Come on.
It's inspirational. We appreciate you, man. Like, it's a breath of fresh air for hip-hop, and I'm glad that it's coming from the West Coast, man. I salute you, man. I love what you're doing, bro. And I love to work with you one day, bro. You amazing young man. I can't wait to see you hit the ceiling and break that thing open. You feel me?
Honored. I love it.
That's what's up, man. I love it too, man. Slap, man.
Watching your grind, man.
Man.
I've been watching. I appreciate it. Respect, man. You are blessed and highly favored and anointed, my young man. You keep doing your thing, my boy.
That's love.
Come on.
Yeah, man. Get the album, though, Slap.
I will. Hey, everything. I'm gonna go cop that soon, man.
There you go.
Right
Get the merch too, man.
Appreciate
Check out his Instagram. Follow him, Slap, man. Good luck to you too, brother. I'm
already following. I'm already on IG. I'm Musical Nightmare out there. He's happy. He probably know who I am. Always show love, man. So,
come on.
Man, shout out, man. Y'all keep doing your thing, man. Appreciate y'all.
And we'll look for you too, man. All right, you're a super citizen.
A Sway in the morning, homie.
Come on, man. Let me tell you about LaRussell. He know I've been watching him too. I know he know I've been watching him. I'll put a heart on a lot of posters so he let him know I'm watching. You know, me being in that garage freestyling off the top any given day. I see him every day freestyling off the top, just waiting for the kink in his armor. See if he gonna fall off in this freestyle. He never falls off. He got a perfect mechanism. He just start doing that laugh. He doesn't fall off.
Come on.
But the spirit of this culture is being preserved and protected and amplified and highlighted by you. The spirit in which you work in is what this culture was built on. People who felt disenfranchised, didn't have any representation, saw goal for themselves, but other folks was blocking them from getting it. So they figured out how to go around it, above it, or underneath it, through it, whatever it had to be. That's the spirit in which hip-hop was built on. That's the spirit in which I came in on it, you know, and there's certain traditions in it that you can't and you shouldn't let go. The DJ is the cornerstone. The DJ is the cornerstone of hip-hop. That deserves a round of applause.
Come on. Shout out DJ Swaggy B, DJ Fonny. It's not the same.
The B-boy and the B-girl.
Right.
And the dance, that goes back to Akibulan before it was called that. That goes back to the ancient Kemet, the empires of Kush Empire, the Mali Empire. That goes back. Celebration through dance is how we communicated. And let us not forget the MC. The MC.
Yeah.
Because no matter what you do, you could have the dopest chain, you could have the flyest outfit, you could have the biggest crew, and you could have sold the most records or streamed the most songs or got the most views on your video. But if your skills are whack, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Doesn't matter to the hardcore, staunch hip-hop culture lover.
Right.
Doesn't matter. And when an MC comes up here, Tracy G, and they ask for the mic,
yup,
that means the culture is in a good place.
Come on.
We got a hyena up in here, citizens. We got a hyena up in here. Drop the beat, Torch.
Can I stand?
Yes, you can.
Oh, shit.
Shit.
This about to be special.
Bay Area,
Can
stand
I
up.
stand?
Bay Area, stand
Sway
up.
in the morning.
Come on.
Skies. Hey, we own this one.
History in the making.
We own this one.
The Bay Area, we up. LaRussell.
Money can't save you. Drugs can't heal you. When you out of touch, it's hard for niggas to feel you. Stress from the shame and the guilt to really kill you. Feeling like they owe you, but keep letting them bill you. When you break the mold, don't forget about the meal. It's hard to conceive the things me and mine have achieved. Made enough cheese to run away to Belize. Chose to stay home, I'm giving them inspiration. Knocking down walls, rebuilding with insulation. Tessie just dropped, she building a brand adjacent. 10,000 shots, I could never get complacent. Ever spend 50K a month to get your people right? Move from the hard and it's still hard to sleep at night. Started therapy, but the shit don't really help. Still trying to redeem past versions of yourself. This is life rap, my shit really like that. Nowadays I'm willing to die to get my life back. Everybody want a piece, ain't nobody offer peace. Labels don't respond, they're ashamed at what they offer me. Nigga, you should be. They done only told you what I could be. Guess it ain't tell you who I would be. Thank you. Whole lot of guns and you still let them spank you. Bought your own chains, but you still let them hang you. Your real ops got your contract, nigga. Wendy Day is the person you should contact, nigga. Wanted all the smoke and called contact, nigga. Huh? Lot of big chains on little men, they brittle men. Never seen them on either end, they middlemen. Ain't nobody rap good as Hove except me. Ain't nobody work hard as me except T. Same day release, up mixed until 3. Invisible ink was written, be hard to see. All terrain Crocs in a pro club tee. Still going viral, bitch, the people here for me. What? I ain't headline, but the people here for me. What? Yo set looking bleak, cause the people here for me. A lot of niggas rap, but they don't rap like this. Will Smith don't slap like this. Nigga, this the new wave. Why you always on them niggas' head? Shit, I'm too paid. Niggas talking like they got the juice. It was Kool-Aid. Throw the whole cup away. If you got a boss, you not a boss. Stay the fuck away. Keep your little trash deal. Before I sign to y'all, I'll overdose on Advil. Niggas stop playing with me. We done came a long way from turf grass and canopies. They calling me genius. Used to be insanity. Nigga, I'm him now. Let them bridges burn. I can swim now. Big fish, I got a fin now. Huh?
Big fish, he got a fin now.
Fin now.
What we doing? We feeding the hood for 3 months at home. 4,000 albums sold on even 100K in revenue. Innovating ticketing for future independence. What's TBA? Black on tech. This shit not the fucking same.
Come on. It's not the same. LaRussell. LaRussell. LaRussell.
Come on, LaRussell.
We got a motherfucking hyena up in there. Yeah. The Bay Area, we up. We up. We up, Bay Area, we up.
Right.
We up.
Time.
It's time.
Undeniable.
Yeah.
It's time.
Yeah.
Run with this. Run with it. Feel like punching somebody, man.
Right.
Sway, don't get sued.
Don't be a menace.
Don't get sued, Sway.
Don't do the Will Smith, bro.
Been a long time coming.
Love it.
Bay Area.
Long overdue.
Long overdue. Love it.
Yeah. Come on.
And if you in Northern California, you can do it too.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
We know the industry has been co-oping our game for a long time.
Not no more.
LRU.
Come on, they borrow and they don't give credit. We know that's happened for a long time.
Not
Everybody
no more.
stand up and deny it.
Yeah.
It's been going on for a long time. Y'all been feeding off of us. That's okay.
Come on.
But I'm here to say LaRussell is showing the folks from Northern California there's another way. You know who you need? It's yourself. He's showing you that right now. LaRussell, come on.
Yeah.
The show is over. We're done for today.
Hyena!
We fired up.
Yeah.
The show is over. We over. We done for today.
Woo!
All these fuckers been lying to us for all these decades, raping us of our culture, our intellectual property, smile in our faces, give us shitty ass sharecropping deals, and then tell us it's our fault because of what we haven't done.
Right.
He's not going through that. You don't have to go through that no more. This is what we should have been doing all along. We've all tried it and made attempts, but he's showing you the way. LaRussell, give that man a round of applause.
Right.
Got to sit and talk to people.
You got to get you home. If you allow him to feed you, you also allow him to starve you, and we can't do it.
We can't do it.
Come on.
You look at these interviews, you see all of these executives backtracking and running about the music business. Well, this is what happened back then, and you signed it, and the music business was never artist friendly. Ask Heather B. She'll tell you. Ask Heather B.
Come on.
I'm sorry, Heather. I got fired up.
You talking about you want to punch people now. You gonna
It's
get
different.
sued,
Hey,
nigga.
it's different.
You ain't got
It's
that
different.
LaRussell says stay out of court. That means people won't sue Sway, though. Sway, go ahead and punch somebody if you want to.
Shit, ain't nobody rap better than Jada and him.
Ain't nobody rap good as Hov except me. Ain't nobody work hard as me except me. Same day release, up mixing until 3. Invisible ink was written, be hard to see. All terrain Crocs in a pro club tee. Still going viral, bitch. The people here for me.
I'm really ending the show, Torch.
Come on. Why have anything else?
Why ain't nothing else to talk about?
What's in that orange thing you've been drinking the whole time?
That's water.
I love it.
Okay.
Ain't nothing but water.
I love it. Yeah, listen, he hydrated, y'all.
High pH though.
Come on.
Alkaline, kid. It ain't regular water. It ain't damn water. I already know.
It's
water.
different.
It's different. What's next for you, LaRussell?
Man, a whole lot of life. You know, we building Disneyland at home, black owned, doing our own thing, and that's really what I'm after and cultivating, just ownership and equity and building with the homies, man. We not giving this shit away no more.
Hey, Ty, you send that freestyle to him. Let him post it first.
Come on. Yeah, because we own that. Because we own this one.
Yeah.
Everybody in this room own a piece of that.
He going to get your
when
name.
When I say 10 years from now, everybody good because of the work we did today. That's how this shit's supposed to go. Yeah.
Yo, shoot that to him, Tom.
See, he know it's art. Yeah. Like that's what I love. Like know your worth, man. Like know what we doing. We've been telling people for 11 years since we got on this show. What we have is art. And you can look at Christie's and Sotheby's. People be selling shit for $25 million, feeding their families $30 million, $40 million, and we sitting here and we just giving our art away. Like just giving it away. Like your notebooks, your rhyme book, it is all one
beyond
of ones.
The art aspect, like it's your life. You selling your, and that's what make this shit fucked up because it's some black people in some of these labels, and it's like you selling your people to slavery. Like you know it's going to the master.
Yep.
You know, and you still trying to bring a nigga here and have him sign that deal.
And those be the worst ones.
The worst ones.
The worst ones.
You got to remember they got bosses and they in jeopardy of losing that, and that's the difference. They willing to sell their own people back into slavery for what? For a salary. It's not cool. It's not good. They will really put them deals in front of you and they know it's bad. Tell you how innovative you are, how creative, how amazing you are, and then slide that shit to you. They don't even call you and tell you that. They gonna slide it to you upside down because they know. They know they playing with you. We can't do it no more.
Can't do it no
more. And they do it with a smile. How you smile at a nigga that you know you finna star, you finna fuck up his life, fuck up his family's life. That's crazy. Crazy energy.
Crazy energy. LaRussell, come on. Tell the truth.
Come on.
I was on a conference call during the pandemic, a Zoom with 100 people on it, and 3 of those people I knew from, they used to do promotions for a label. They weren't of the culture. They really weren't of the culture. They used to come and be fascinated by it.
Right.
They used to work on. They used to work for a label. They used to come up to the Wake Up Show with me and King Tech, and I saw one of these guys like years later on his call, zooming from his mansion that was in Malibu.
Right.
I was like, yo, what have you been doing all these years? Just just doing A&R and working urban music, the whole
selling
shit.
Niggas.
Selling
That's
niggas.
What he been doing.
And he made way more than any of the ones he was selling.
Right.
I was like, you made that much money from doing that, and the artists that you're dealing with are broke.
Right, and that's the craziest thing that people blame the artist for that.
Yeah.
How you blame an artist for being broke when his deal was 8% and he got to recoup $1 million off of 8%? How do you blame the artist for being a victim? You don't blame the victim for being raped. That's insane, right? But that's what we do. It's not the artist's fault. Like, even artists who don't read contracts, like, you shouldn't be predatory. I shouldn't have to go over all this shit because you trying to fuck me over, but you telling me you want to help me. Like, it's not the artist's fault.
And you got to pay every person that read it. Like, that's the other part.
The part.
Like, okay, you should have got a lawyer.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you got to pay the attorney,
the business manager,
and the attorney
manager,
fee be $700, $800
per
an hour.
Per hour.
They making niggas recoup on studios that they own. They making niggas recoup for shooting their own content and their own videos. They making niggas recoup for running ads. If they run $5,000 worth of ads on you and you got an 8%, right? Like if you only getting the 10% and they ran $5,000, you got to recoup $50,000 to pay back $5,000 worth of ads. What are we doing?
Yeah,
right. That's insane.
That's insane. But you need a voice to spell it out. It's insanity because we keep swimming in this cycle, but. Then a person like LaRussell come forth.
Come on.
Someone like Master P comes forth.
Shout out to
Someone
P.
like Jay Prince comes forth.
Yeah.
What we see Jay-Z doing come forth.
Yeah.
So you're important to the game, brother, and I appreciate you. And keep talking.
Honor.
Keep saying it out loud. They can't do shit to you.
No. We don't use they roads.
Exactly.
We paved our own. We don't use they roads, nigga.
What you see French? Have you done that around French yet?
I haven't seen French.
Okay. Y'all gonna battle with the Huns? Go do a versus Hun? Hun versus. I like that. Let's get Rose in it. You know.
Stupid. Before you go, LaRussell, who's T?
Tiara. T is over here. So man, I met Tiara last year, and I had about 3,000 followers. We currently sit at about 500,000 in a year's time. Tiara has came in and been a right hand and a backbone. She's helped me grow my whole business and brand by a million times multiple from just work. She works like. Ain't nobody work hard as me except T. Like man, when we go, that video gonna be edited. We do stuff in real time, and she just enabled me to be more artist, right? And to be able to really focus on my craft and cultivating these experiences. And every idea I've had with the selling stocks, selling gold cards, doing our own shows, creating, she created all these forms to execute them. You know, and incredible.
You doing independent work, T? You doing outside work?
She got one artist at a time. Sway, you oversee. You the nigga he talking about. You just sitting here trying to steal his work.
And she own equity in everything she's ever touched.
That's dope.
That's over 100 pieces of songs, content, music, everything she's touched. She own equity in.
Congratulations, T.
Have you seen any of the return yet? Have you starting to see the return?
For certain, the distro account coming in.
Yeah, it's changing your life. Yeah, that's because that's a new jacket. You
retire
didn't have that jacket like last year. That's a new, I see what you're doing, T.
Come on.
Ty, you hear that? She turning it around in real time.
Hey, Sway, you see Sway throwing people under the bus.
Right.
You turning on your own team in real time. Equity, my nigga. Ty said equity, my nigga. You play it.
Hey, love it.
Ty said respect the T in his name,
Respect the T's, nigga.
Whoa, where Uncle Bird at? Whoa.
Come on, love it.
All right, hey,
Man.
Yo, this is amazing, man. This is a great day. It's a great day. I'm glad we finally got to do
That
this.
part
man.
ain't making.
I can't tell you how proud I am.
So honored.
Shout out to Russ too. I know you guys are collaborators.
That's my dog. Yeah.
And he set a really great blueprint for artists to follow.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And always has given up the game.
Right.
He has always been open in sharing the information he's learned, similar to what you're doing right now. Here's the game. Let's give it to each other.
Right.
That's how we grow as a community. Let's stop hiding information.
Man,
right?
Everything tastes better when you share it. You know, when you get some good shit, when you taste some good food, the first thing you want to do is put the homies on. You feel me? Like, you you got to be a certain type of nigga to get something good and be like, I'm going to keep this to myself. You feel me? Like, there's so much power in sharing.
Absolutely. LaRussell, I love you, brother. Thank you for coming by today, man. Come on.
Honored.
The name of the album? The name of the album?
I hate when life's going great. Come on.
All right. And on that note, man, thank you. Shout out to your team.
Yes.
Shout out to the Bay. That'll be the last song we play today, Torch. All right. Okay. Shout out to LaRussell.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Come on.
When you get on them stages, man, shout that Bay out. I know you're going to win something.
You got to.
Okay. Give it up for LaRussell, y'all. Make sure y'all support the project. Listen back to this interview if you're an artist. It's so much game in this. You will pay easily 6 figures a year to get this same kind of game.
Right.
All right? So that's how you're going to find your equity and listening to his words. All right, we'll be back tomorrow. LaRussell, how can they reach you, man?
At LaRussell and everything, at Good Company, man. We outside. It's different. It's not the same.
It ain't the same.